Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, wherever in the world you are. It is G1 League time, and we're going to continue here in Phase 2, Stage number 1. Boy, this tournament format, it is a long, grueling format for a lot of these teams who want to try and make their way into that LAN finals. Before we get there, though, we got to play this match out. It's going to be NeoES.TH Thailand facing off against Tongfu in a best out of 3. Loser goes home. Winner is going to advance to play Zenith in Round 2. Round 2 action will begin tomorrow. I believe the schedule will be identical from everything I've been told. So MUC versus Rattlesnakes, then Rising Stars versus Chainstack, LGD International versus Vici Gaming, which will probably be the highlight matchup of the stage, and then finally Zenith versus whoever wins this best out of 3. But before we get there, Lumi, let's dive into this draft. The thing that just really sticks out to me right away is NeoES.TH Thailand. They say, no anti-mage for you, Hal. We're going to ban it out.
Anti-mage on the first ban phase, I think we've seen it all. Not things like Nyx Assassin, who's still in the pool. And the fact that Tongfu is willing to give that away is also very, very surprising to me. Keeper of the Light is also another hero that's often very highly sought after. And depending on which one NeoES.TH goes out for, Nyx Assassin in this case, there's a lot of difficult thing to do for Tongfu to deal with here.
I do want to mention, for anyone who hasn't heard, Tongfu has made a bit of a roster change. Banana, formerly of For Love, I believe, has joined their roster. And for anyone who's not familiar with Banana, he is an old school Dota 1 and Dota 2 veteran in the Chinese scene, and he's actually, as far as I know, the pioneer in competitive play of gyrocopter support play. He was doing it last October, I believe, in the qualifiers for what event was it? Oh, it was for It's Gosu Asia Madness, which ended up getting canceled. But yeah, that was last October. We've seen a lot of European teams do it, and everyone's looked at it and said, man, this is something totally different. But if you really want to go back, at least the first competitive game I ever saw with the support gyrocopter, that was Banana giving it a shot. So he has Bew Bew Bew, or I just call him Banana because it's a little bit easier, and that's sort of his nickname in the community. And, well, let's see what he can do on this new Tongfu roster. Something else worth mentioning for Tongfu, they love their Night Stalker play, something Mu has played quite a bit, but we're not going to see it here, at least not at first.
Yeah, I mean, this roster is very, very stacked. All of most of these players at TI2. Now, Tongfu didn't go very, very far in TI2, but they were at TI2, and that automatically puts them at the favorite. Again, we haven't seen Tongfu train lately. We don't see the result too much against the other Chinese teams, and you don't know exactly how good they are, but they are the known team here, and NeoES.TH is definitely the underdog in that case.
Yeah, they'll definitely be the underdog, but NeoES.TH Thailand is a team that has had some solid results. We've seen them perform well in things like the GES.TH Dota 2. I think they got to the Final 8. The SEA League, they've had some good performances. Not necessarily a top-tier Southeast Asian team by any means, but a team that's pretty solid. I would say a stable sort of Tier 2, maybe Tier 3 team in Southeast Asia. But Southeast Asia has a lot of quality teams, one of the deeper regions, I would say, in the world, whereas some regions like Europe, to me, are very top-heavy. A lot of teams at the top, and then, well, you have your have and your have-nots. But Southeast Asia, I feel a little bit more balanced and kind of strong in sort of the middle-tier teams. And, well, let's see what they could do here. They start with the Nyx Assassin. They do give away Keeper of the Light Darkseer. So Tongfu gets some strong heroes of their own in reply, and I wonder what they have in store for us with the rest of the draft.
Yeah, I mean, strangely to see that all of these heroes are nerfed in the 7.7c patch. It's in this current game we're watching right now, but teams don't really care. You can nerf Spike Carry Pits all you want. The fact that it redirects damage and stun is still very imbalanced. You could nerf about the mana cost of Keeper, still an insane hero overall. So these two heroes gets picked up here, but Lone Druid and Queen of Pain gets picked up second and third. So right now, I don't think that Nyx Assassin will be going mid. Queen of Pain will be garnering that particular lane, whereas Lone Druid was going to be basically the long lane solo or the short lane solo, depending where NeoES.TH wants to try lane. So on the other side here for Tongfu, it's going to be very easy for them to predict these lanes because you know what they need for the remainder of the draft. They need a support and a carry.
Oh no, the cancer, it's returned. Well, I thought we were in remission, Lumi. We've been good. We've been good for like a week, and now it's back. The Phantom Lancer Keeper of the Light combo is here. Sure, Keeper of the Light's seen some minor nerfs. He's still Keeper of the Light. I gotta say, if you're gonna give this hero up, though, NeoES.TH Thailand gets some good heroes at dealing with him in the mid-game if they have an okay start. Nyx Assassin, Queen of Pain, heroes that can hunt the Keeper of the Light and the Phantom Lancer all over the map and burst them down quickly and get the hell out before the backup arrives. And Also here like Lone Druid, who can counter the split push with an early Radiance Bear, could apply a lot of pressure and look to end the game before Phantom Lancer gets too big with, say, the Maelstrom Assault Cuirass build if he goes that direction. So Annihilation Thailand, they do give up the Cancer, they give up the Keeper of the Light, but considering what they've got in return, I would say if any lineup could deal with it, it's theirs. And the other thing worth mentioning is Darkseer is not good against any of these heroes. I mean, he's Darkseer, he's always decent against everyone, but he's not especially well equipped to deal with the Lone Druid. You can't make a copy of the Bear, of course, with that Vacuum Wall combo. So Lone Druid's Bear, one of the best ways in the game to deal with Darkseer's Wall in the mid game, and let's see if they can end this game in a timely fashion, because you don't want to go late against this team.
Yeah, like you brought up the fact that Darkseer not exactly matching well against Lone Druid in the late game. He doesn't actually match well against Lone Druid in the early game as well. And that's one of the only few matchup that Darkseer is kind of questionable in, because Iron Shell Harass normally drains your hero's HP, it drains the regen, they force them to get Tranquil Boots, and of course with the Tranquil Boot being nerfed, it's not exactly even a good boot choice against Darkseer anymore. Lone Druid says, we don't really care, we have the big bear in front, if you put an Iron Shell, we can maul it down quickly with the Spirit Bear itself. So I think if you're Tongfu, you try to avoid that lane, and Keeper like Phantom Lancer could easily handle Lone Druid by themselves.
And let's see what we're going to see for the rest of the bans. Tongfu does not have a solo, unless we're going to see the Darkseer as a solo mid, which is a possibility. He actually does reasonably well against Nyx Assassin just because he's a melee hero, and, well, Ion Shell is obnoxious. And you can outrune control him if the Nyx is going mid, but I imagine it'll be the Queen of Pain with that being already picked up. And, well, then we're looking at a Queen of Pain mid versus either a Darkseer or something yet to be determined, and as far as what's left in the pool, the Puck probably the best here at dealing with her from what was left. Lone Druid's great as well, but he's obviously on their team already. So I think this Queen of Pain will have a pretty good lane. And the one weakness of that Keeper of the Light as a support Lumi is he's not ganking you. So your Queen of Pain is going to get a true 1v1 matchup, at least in the laning stage, and can maybe look to find some early kills. So I think there won't be much pressure on this Queen of Pain. And that's something that if the Queen of Pain plays really well, Neolution will be poised to exploit come the mid game.
Yeah, I'm wondering what is actually Tongfu's going to be their mid matchup. I mean, they could always dual lane mid, Keeper of Light, Phantom Lancer, and strong enough to go on the mid lane and doesn't really care too much about that. But that's, again, a rarity. Darkseer could actually do okay against Queen of Pain. I think he wins that lane, but most likely it's going to be their off lane. So, and then we're looking at heroes like Windrunner, perhaps, Beastmaster mid, Night Stalker, like you talked about previously, where Tongfu really relies on that hero from time to time. So I don't think they're looking to win the mid lane flat out at this point. Basically, survive and try to get farm, and then punish Queen of Pain later on in the game.
I really like the Beastmaster suggestion because, well, you get that Inner Beast aura with an illusion-based hero. The attack speed does propagate to illusions. The only thing that does, actually, as far as auras go, that additional, basically the additional DPS from the attack speed. And on top of that, they get a great counter initiator with the Roar. Something they're going to need. Something they'll probably need to burst down a hero like Queen of Pain, because right now, they lack stuns. They have actually 0 reliable stuns. Vacuum, not a true stun. Mono Leak, not a reliable stun. So I'm looking at something like the Beastmaster for them. Potentially the Night Stalker, but a hero that isn't really going to dominate his lane. Doesn't do particularly well against Queen of Pain. Doesn't do particularly well against Lone Druid. Can get the levels, but in the mid game, he won't have the easiest ganks. I mean, all three of these heroes... Queen of Pain, potentially somebody you can bring down, but Nyx with Spike Carapace, and of course Lone Druid being tanky, not the easiest one. So I think we might see that Beastmaster here, and I think it would be a pretty strong choice to sort of shore up their mid-game weaknesses.
Yeah, I'll not only give you the lockdown, also give you a secondary AoE nuke, because Illuminate by itself won't clear the creep wave. You need Illuminate and, for example, Axis or another, I don't know, Illusion, or, for example, even though the Puck's being banned out on the second stage here. So, yeah, they really want another big long-range AoE. It's going to be Earthshaker, so we're going the old school, long-range tri-lane. This is so hard to actually dive pass, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Neolution to push in, despite having Lone Druid. I mean, you got to keep in mind that Lone Druid, although right now a very, very high armor hero on the front, that thing gets Lance. That thing will get Mana Leak. Mana Leak will stun Bear because, well, it doesn't have mana. So they have kind of multiple ways to deal with the Lone Druid Bear itself. Not all of them are great ways, but still a very respectable way. We've seen Phantom Lancer even throw Purge charges on the Bear to kind of slow it down. I think Tongfu will be able to turtle up late unless Neolution gets up into a roaring start.
They have a good lineup. They don't have that face tank hero like a Night Stalker who just dives in, soaks up all the big damage. Like, you have tanky heroes in Lone Druid, but nobody who's just going to jump in, dive past the tower, the siege breaker, if you will. Let's see if they can find one with this last pick. Windrunner the choice. So going for a stronger tri-lane, potentially. And I mean, I guess we're looking at, hopefully, if you're Neolution, you want that Lone Druid versus the Darkseer, and then I guess you're going Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane? Or are you just throwing Windrunner to the Wolves and basically asking her to get whatever she can against the Earthshaker, Keep of the Light Tri-Lane?
I think the latter is more likely because you cannot Tri-Lane against Earthshaker, Fissure, and Keeper of Light Illuminate. That's two spells that will hit the entire team, and it's very spammable because you have Keeper of Light Chakra Magic.
That's fair.
So,
that's fair.
I mean, I don't even imagine what kind of trial would beat this kind of trial.
And actually, I think that's going to suit them better because the priority for me, if I'm Neolution Thailand, more important than anything else is get my Nyx level 6 and get him boots and just start going for ganks. They're going to need him as the partner to Queen of Pain in the mid game. Maybe the Rubik as well. And Tongfu will go back for the Mu Stalker. That'll be the last pick here. I imagine it'll be Mu playing it anyway. And so we're looking at probably a Night Stalker versus Queen of Pain 1v1 mid. We're going to see a defensive tri-lane probably with the Lone Druid, Nyx Assassin, and Rubik. And then an off-lane or even just Ancient farming Windrunner to start the game.
Yeah, and this is a combo that we'll see quite a bit. The Shaker and the Night Stalker. Shaker could come in with a Fissure from afar. That's going to give Mu more than enough time to run in to get off that fear, to have that Void on ready to cast. And generally, even that's a dead Queen of Pain. That's a dead Nyx Assassin. If they want to gank. I mean, there's no reason that Tongfu needs to gank, though. I feel like Night Stalker, this role is going to be a little bit more defensive. He's going to be your counter ganker, TPing in to protect the Phantom Lancer, to protect that Keeper of Light, or whoever his ally is going to get ganked. Because if this game goes late enough,
there you go.
Goes late enough, Phantom Lancer, well, he will take over the game as he usually would.
You had like an entire pot of coffee, Lumi, but I see it hasn't quite kicked in yet. I'm sure it will over the course of this game. On the side of Tongfu, guys, we have your heavy favorites in this series. A team that went to the They made it to the playoffs in the G League previous season. Didn't advance too far there, but a solid, basically right below the top dogs in China team. We have Mu playing his signature Night Stalker, revered in the Chinese scene. How? On the Phantom Lancer. We might have a little bit of a clash here, but Banana on the Keep of the Light, playing that support role, which he sometimes played for 4Love. Not always, though. Sancchain on that Earthshaker, and Wing going to be playing the Darkseer. I believe he's a new addition as well, I want to say. I didn't recognize any of his old names.
Yeah, unless he has changed a tag, I'm not sure who Wing is. But on the Radiant side here, we have going up on the top lane as the Rubik. I can't read that tag. Blue's always so hard to read.
Noxum.
Noxum, thank you. Man, you should have done this particular draft here. Upper is going to be handling the Nyx Assassin. Windrunner is going to be played at KYT. Queen of Pain is going to be going mid as Teletubby. I can read that one. And last but not least, it looks like the Druid on the bot lane is going to take some heavy Iron Shell harass. And he's going to be rocking by Entriso.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He's got the better base move speed. If that happens at level 2 and you get caught that far away from tower, you could actually just die to Darkseer because you won't be able to get entangled if you don't have boots. It looks like he's sitting on a little additional regen. He's been pulled by upper, so he can start with a stout shield. And we're going to see right off the bat Wing just doing some creep skipping, making sure this Lone Druid will have to use this bear to tank the wave. But as long as Entriso plays this correctly, he'll just have the bear tank a few waves. It's got a stout shield. The creeps will never be at the towers, so there will never be an opportunity for Darkseer to dive. So this lane will just be farm trade. Hopefully Lone Druid can last hit pretty well. And, well, they did decide to go aggressive, Lumi. They went for the offensive tri-lane. A tough one. And here's the big thing right now, is Tongfu has full vision control, meaning they are in the jungle, and Neolution Thailand has no idea where this Keeper of the Light is. Something they're going to have to correct if they want to have a shot at turning this tri-lane around.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, if the Dire team wants to go for those pools, you cannot challenge at all, because you cannot run in jungle without creep support, with the big Illuminate as well as Earthshaker Fissure coming right in. So that's why I was so surprised that they will actually run their heroes up top like this. One weakness of the Tongfu trial is that
Mu just got his, I think he just salved and got a canceled mid, almost gave up a first blood to Teletubby, who is now level 2, can go in for that first blood. Oh, Mu, you have drastically underestimated that Queen of Pain mid. This will be our first blood. Wow. What a big kill. I mean, we've seen Mushi do this on Queen of Pain, just dominate Ferrari mid as a Night Stalker, but even then it would take a lot longer than this. That is way too early to be giving a first blood up, and it delays his bottle. That's such a crucial kill.
It made it too easy. The mid lane, you're supposed to not lose it. You don't need to win it. You just don't need to lose it. Get level 5, level 6, wait for nighttime. That's your job to Night Stalker. Well, the role now has completely changed. He's basically there to survive because the quick bottle as well as the quick boots is going to come from Queen of Pain. So the harass, the Shadow Strike, the Screen of Pain harass will be endless. And I'm not sure whether Night Stalker can handle that one. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, you can see Neolution trying to challenge, but here's why you cannot. Fissure, the threat of that Illuminate, and they just gotta back off. I was trying to point out that this tri-lane is very weak until it hits level 2 because you don't have basically the mana regen to keep spamming because there's pretty high mana spell, but there's a level 2 being picked up on Banana, and the chakra magic will be endless.
And the immediate D-ward from Tongfu. So, unfortunately for NeoES.TH, they got that Observer up. Now they see absolutely nothing. They don't know where the Earthshaker is. They don't know where the Keeper of the Light is. And while they probably won't die, well, I say that. Beautiful fissure block. This could be a kill. Won't be our first blood, of course, but KYT on the run. He's got a salve. He looks to be toast. No way out. He TPs, but that ain't happening.
That's a Lancer getting a kill very early on. You cannot challenge this tri-lane, and right now, NeoES.TH getting heavily punished for it. How's one of those players that if you give him the room to farm, he will, like, he's actually one of the most underrated farmer. He's not, you know, Burning, he's not Zoe, he's not ZSMJ, but he can definitely get his farming job done.
He's quiet, he's not a flashy player, but like you said, he gets the job done, and well, they're making it easy for him to get the job done. He hasn't actually got that much CS, but getting a kill like that is basically going to give you, I mean, what is it, like additional 8 CS or so in terms of gold?
Something like
that. Or
yeah.
5 or 6, I guess, maybe, a little bit less, but it'll catch him up nicely, and it gives them some experience too, and that's the thing, is once they get enough levels, they can just spam NeoES.TH out of the tri-lane, and there's not going to be a thing they can do about it. Already, look at the regen. Nyx, 1 Tango, Windrunner, 1 Salve, and then 1 Tango on the Rubik, and they're about to eat another big Illuminate without that vision. Now the Fissure coming out. Meanwhile, middle lane, a solo kill again by Teletubby, but this time, oh no, he might turn this around. Oh, not going to risk it. He was thinking about it, Lumi. He almost got that double on the Darkseer and almost died. But this is crucial for NeoES.TH because this Queen of Pain, the only way they're going to turn the tri-lane around right now.
Yeah, again, if Tongfu just drafts, like, even on the mid lane, if they don't lose it badly, just maybe a little bit behind, that's fine because the Phantom Lancer is going to carry them late. But now they're giving so much away to the Queen of Pain. Now she's going to have the quick boots upgrade. I mean, that quick Orchid will mean the death of Phantom Lancer, farmed or not.
I almost want to say NeoES.TH should think about just abandoning this tri-lane and just leave the Windrunner here. She's probably not going to die unless she blows Windrun. She may not get a whole lot of farm, but get your Nyx some levels, because right now, Upper's only level 3. We're 4.5 minutes in, which is okay, but it's probably going to get worse. Mid lane, Teletubby's back on the hunt. He's got his ultimate. Might be able to go for a kill here on Moo if Moo even slightly overextends. He doesn't even have boots yet. Teletubby has gone for the early null talisman. They are currently challenging the pull. KYT needs the centaur. Gonna look for it, but Sangcheng, Fissure prepared, is gonna steal it. Should have probably...
Not only the harass, but also getting that big centaur, denying more XP the other way, so huge place.
Their lone druid also doing pretty well in his lane, about even, a little bit ahead of the Darkseer actually, and that's gonna help him out. But I still feel like the mid game is gonna be very tough for NeoES.TH unless they can get this Nyx level 6. Like, that's really gonna be the key.
Yeah, you can see that Moo's gonna eat a Sonic Wave up front. She's 1 blink and 1 scream away. You cannot juke that. Oh, it's still tanking it up. Queen of Pain, is he gonna blink towards? You gotta stay under the tower. The Voided Tower is not helping out. It's finally helping out. There's gonna be a trading of a kill, but Queen of Pain got the kill and the EXP first. Of course, her ultimate being expended, but she doesn't care.
She's level 8 at 5 minutes.
She's level 8 with boots upgrade. If you get early treads on Queen of Pain, she will chase down any single support with the help of the Shadow Strike and of course the blink. So this is a very dangerous territory for Tongfu. They need to bunker down, they need to hold hands, and basically pray that the Queen of Pain is not going to be coming for them.
And she could also look for this Darkseer too if she wants to leave her lane. The first nighttime is going to come. I imagine we'll see Moo maybe pick up a Smoke of Deceit. He has already got a teleport scroll prepared. He just got done TPing back to the lane. Now the Knight will pop that first rune. Who's it going to be claimed by? It will be bottom, but in Queen of Pain goes mid lane. Some good damage to Moo, and it looks like he'll be able to secure this bottom rune. Gets the invis. And this is a crucial moment. In Tracer, wisely, already in ultimate form, something I've seen a few players recently get greedy and just wait on the ult, but against Night Stalker mid, even with this slow start, crucial to just get the ult immediately, and now he won't be an easy kill. And, well, meanwhile, we're going to see Moo hunting upper. He actually, wow, Moo throwing the Void out while the Spike Carapace is there, so completely wasted. Could have just waited that one out. But now Queen of Pain comes back mid with an Invis Rune, and Moo's going to have to back the hell off. Sort of abandoning the tri-lane for the looks of things.
Ooh, he's actually running on the low ground. There's a Shadow Strike. Unfortunately, upper is going to miss a Impale. A lot of these players making very simple mistakes.
Wow, he is getting trash mid.
He is really getting trash mid. I'm actually thinking if these players are lagging because of server issues or whatnot, but Moo is just getting snowballed upon, and Queen of Pain, one of the most dangerous snowball hero in the game. Treads already available to go, and what else is on the courier?
I mean, I don't mean that to be disrespectful to Moo. It's just, I have not seen a Night Stalker get hammered this hard by Queen of Pain in a while. She definitely has the edge in the lane, but if you just play really defensively, Queen of Pain can't really kill you. It's just Moo's been a little greedy for CS. He's paid for it, but now he's on the move. He's going to abandon that lane. He's going to head towards bottom. The question is, does our Queen of Pain have a TP? She does. Diving this lone Druid will be incredibly dangerous. TP, not up on the Nyx Assassin, not up on the Rubik, so it will only be the Queen of Pain. I imagine she's going to come, and she will right now. And Traso still live. Even TP now. Queen of Pain is here. No ultimate, but doesn't need it. There's your Entanglement Wing, looking for Moo. This is probably going to be a double for Teletubby. Blinks in, looking at the Shadow Strike and the Scream, bringing Moo down. Holy crap, I think he's going to die to poison. He might get denied. Will he get denied? Too late. Double for Teletubby. Want some more. What is the score on this guy? 6-1, and we're 8 minutes in, and they were getting destroyed in that tri-lane, but it looks like they're actually leading right now solely because of Teletubby and his sensational mid-play.
And of course, sometimes you just keep the train rolling. You find yourself a double damage rune. Tread switch, my friend. There you go. He's tread switching, balling up. He sees the Shaker, and Shanshun is about to become, well, filet mignon. Double damage coming in, and that cow being sent back home.
How high can we go here? 7-1 already, and maybe even looking at another kill.
Yep. They're harassing on Wing. Wing's gonna surge back out. Teletubby says, I'm out of mana. I'll turn back later on. He's up to 1,400 gold right now. He's not far away from Oblivion Staff, if that's what we want. Hell, if he wants to go Dagon, this is one of the best games to go Dagon in.
I think you want to go Aghanims, because it gives you a lot of burst, and it helps you tank. The Dagon, something more of a late game choice, I would say, just for that additional, you know, focus fire. But this early, I think Aghanims is the way to go.
He's already a late game, and everybody's still in the early game. I don't know.
He is level 10. Actually, look at the hero levels. Earthshaker, Rubik, Windrunner, and Nyx Assassin are level 4 or 3. And Teletubby is level 10. Level 10 at 9 minutes. I don't know if I've ever seen someone level this quickly in a professional game.
And we'll see what item he's going to be going for. He does pick up a dust on the ground, and that means keep it in the light. All right, well,
Phantom Lancer.
Phantom Lancer. Watch out. He's coming for you.
I like this. He's not teleporting to the lane. He's running up, so he has that TP on cooldown if he needs to go help the Lone Druid. Crucial at the nighttime. Queen of Pain's the one hero who can turn those ganks around. Because they ran the offensive tri-lane, upper, not really. I mean, he can turn them around, but he's not going to be as effective as this Queen of Pain. At best, he'll save the Lone Druid. He's probably not getting kills. KYT, underleveled, not going to do it either. But Teletubby, the one player can, but he's... Oh, here we go. Smoke top lane. They want this Phantom Lancer, and I think they're going to get him unless Hal backs off to the tower right now. He's back, but not quite far enough for my tastes. There's a Sentry Ward deployed in the woods, but it's about to expire. Oh boy.
It's actually, that smoke is actually very important because you could run up to those Phantom Lancers and you would actually use that smoke to detect and let you know whether you're running into illusions because you only have one go, right, with that one dust. If your smoke pops, you dust immediately, there's a kill. Sometimes you try to gank that PL, you run into his illusions, you dust it and be like, oh wow, that's actually not him. So here we go. He's going to be moving up the hill. I think he might. They
saw him pick up this haster, and there was a ping. They know he's here. That's why they're hiding behind the tower. But they might. Well, they're not going to kill him, but they are going to put some pressure. And right now, for Hal, he's going to start really struggling for CS. He's up to 46, but he's got to be terrified of Teletubby with a haste rune, power treads, as well as an old talisman.
Yeah, as long as they don't see Queen of Pain moving down through that ward, they would not back away. They do see him come. Oh, here's Hastings going the other direction, back to the mid. And Moose should be fine because he has Shanshun backup, but I don't know, man. Is he going to go for the courier?
The courier! Oh no! Teletubby wants this courier! Run, Roshan! Run, Roshan! Oh my goodness, this guy. Level 11 now. Snipes the courier. Couldn't find the hero kills. They thought he was coming mid. He was, but he had other plans. And now he's actually going on our Night Stalker. This might be an additional kill. The Fissure is here. The Queen of Pain ult flies out. The Void cooling down. Teletubby silence. Doesn't care. Manning up that missed chance from the Fear. Potentially saving him. Once Moo will find the kill. And it looks like he may just get out. Fissure cooling down. There's no mana for it. Mega kill for Teletubby. But he did not kill the Phantom Lancer. It is the Night Stalker. Granted, all kills are good kills. And now, Lumi, the question is, what's he going to build? It looks like a fast sight device.
Fast side device to, well, I mean, at this point, her spells is simply enough to really dominate everybody else, and it's going to build a little bit of a late game advantage. You still got to respect the power of Phantom Lancer taking this game late, and if you get an early enough side device, I mean, those ganks just get a lot easier. You can see this, she's struggling to basically kill in one shot now. She had to use a second Scream of Pain, and of course, the extra stats, you could never say no to that.
Is this Mushi? I mean, are we seeing some Smurf action here on behalf of Team NeoES.TH? I'm really impressed by this Queen of Pain play. And, I mean, to be fair, there were some misplays for Moo, but every little decision has been spot on. Getting the early dust, wanting to keep the pressure up top with the smoke gank. Obviously, that's the support's call as well, but he's done a lot, Lumi. I still feel like they're not out of the woods yet, though. The big thing, they haven't actually gotten a single tower, and now the Keeper of the Light has hit level 5. It's going to be really hard to find those towers.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the team isn't playing well at all. I mean, Queen of Pain has all of the team's skill. If you take her out of the picture, it's 0-2 in favor of Tongfu in the other lanes. Now, obviously, that's an unfair way to look at it, but Hao, excuse me, has not died. Look at his gold. I mean, he's working on his drums at the moment. 1,800 gold in the bank. He's actually quite farmed, despite the fact they're down by 6 kills. I think for the most part, they're actually okay.
Oh, mid lane, Impale flies out a move. Fissure cooling down in 3 seconds, but there's your lift. Your Scream to follow. Now the Fissure stolen by Rubik. Easy kill to be claimed, and now Sangchain probably going to go down next. Here's your Blink. Shadow Strike as well. Immediate TP out, but the Impale is there from long range. Another kill. Unstoppable indeed. And by the way, they do have a lone Druid who's just been sitting bottom. He actually went back for a Bracer after that early gank, but I mean, he doesn't really need this anymore. There is no pressure on him whatsoever, because the pressure hero is the Night Stalker, and that guy is running for his life.
I know, Night Stalker can't even gank. That first Nightfall felt like it didn't even last at all, because it was really the Nightfall for him. He did that one gank on the bot. Not only did he not get the kill, definitely pay for it with his life as well as Earthshaker's life. Teletubby, like you said, needs to actually put up pressure on towers. Getting kills is nice, but you gotta transition into tower push. He's doing that by himself on the mid lane. Look towards him, gank into other lanes, and helping his allies to push down towers as well.
And he's putting that pressure on the tower as well. I mean, like you said, he's not constantly ganking. He's keeping his own farm up, because getting the kills isn't enough. This Queen of Pain is really going to have to shoulder a heavy load in the mid game, because in order to win this game, if they're not getting towers now, at some point they're going to have to split push and find kills, because Tongfu's 5-man is really strong in the mid game with relatively few items. So I like the fact he's taking the time to farm. He's looking for those additional items. We do have no Echo Slam, so Teletubby will be fine. They're maybe looking at a tier 1 bottom, though. But for the moment, Lone Druid parked bottom, and then Queen of Pain parked mid. This second daytime, what do you think they're going to do? How aggressive do you think they'll get? Because right now, seems like they're pretty content to just sit back and farm.
I think that's the correct choice for NeoES.TH. Just sit back and farm. You have a big lead. You're going for more of a mid to late game item on your Queen of Pain, which is a Scythe of Ice. And until you really get that, you don't really need to take fights. And I really like this Scythe of Ice choice from Queen of Pain on second thought, because you know the split push is eventually coming. You're very, very far ahead, but you're not going to win the game right now. And split pushing is very, very weak. If Queen of Pain could blink in, Scythe you up, and basically go for solo kills, even if you're the Phantom Lancer, you have to respect the Hex. And that's what really Queen of Pain's going for, that mid to late game victory.
Now Upper's level 6. He's a Nyx assassin. He goes inside the Roshan pit, so they won't see him, and now he comes out in Vendetta. He wants Sangchain. The smoke has been dispelled. They're going to start on Sangchain. They blink in. The Queen of Pain ult to fly as well, but maybe not enough to actually dive Moo. They want to, though. They're thinking about it. Void, stolen, and then used. Now Shackle to fly as well. Braining him low, braining him down. Power shot, not going to secure the kill. It does go to Teletubby again. 11-1-1, getting all the kills for himself. And with this, I think we're looking at tier 1 mid dead. And Hao has actually left the top lane. He's rotated mid to try and defend, getting close to that Diffusal Blade. But meanwhile, in Traso, I mean, talk about like the ideal game ever to be a carry player. There is just nothing standing between him and these towers. Keeper of the Light, not going to be enough.
And of course, with that teleportation going in the mid lane, that really shows you the distinction of a European a Phantom Lancer and a Chinese one. Chinese Phantom Lancer loves to TP in and basically go for a little bit of kills using that drums, which they generally have at this stage of the game. Looks like he's going to skip the drum completely and going to go for the Radiance. European Phantom Lancer says, alright, big fight happening on the other lanes, let me go push. And it shows you the difference in terms of playstyle. How, unfortunately, was not able to really capitalize on any kills, but he's going to go back in jungle and start farming it up in there as well.
Double damage picked up by a Rubik, and in spite of how badly the tri-lane went, they do have level 6 on Nyx now, and there are still some easy kills to be found. Like, the Night Stalker can be brought down simply by Nyx plus the Queen of Pain. Those two could easily bring down our Night Stalker. And look at Tongfu, terrified of the mid ganks. There's been so much pressure made all game that they've grouped 4 heroes up here, while Phantom Lancer farms the jungle. And NeoES.TH just playing this perfectly. Says, fine, we're going to split push. We don't know where you are. There's no reason for us to really group up as a full team. Well, if Queen of Pain on one side of the map, it's daytime anyway, and then we'll have a couple of heroes protect our lone druid bottom. One minor point for Intreso, he was not putting his Midas on his hero before using it. Something you really want to do because you won't get the experience bonus if you use that Midas on creeps. Granted, they're lane creeps, so it's not that big of a deal when in that particular case, but just a little way to be a bit more efficient on your Lone Druid. Still, I mean, he's getting fat. He's sitting at 8k net worth. Our Phantom Lancer only at 5.7, and it's going to be a while before Phantom Lancer can really start to outfarm this Lone Druid, but I would like to see NeoES.TH focus on getting more towers. The kills are great, but that's not going to win you this game alone.
Well, I mean, Lone Druid has gone for a perfect item to get those early game towers. Radiance is a very good kind of a late game build, but Maelstrom gives you drastic impact right now. And we saw him taking down a tier 1 tower by himself. He will continue to look to take tier 1 towers. He's playing the split push with the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain leading the ganks on the other side of the map. And again, by himself, and of course with the allies coming in. And
there was a lane ward. They saw everything. So NeoES.TH might be in a bit of trouble here. 3 heroes grouped up. No commitment yet, but KYT, well, he's playing with fire by staying here. Tower will fall bottom, though. They're not committing to this. I actually thought Queen of Pain was about to go in on the Phantom Lancer, but wisely doesn't blow the blink. They're playing it very disciplined here through the mid game.
Yeah, again, they don't really need to make big dives. There is a Phantom Lancer which guarantees the enemy team late game, but you're so far ahead at this point. Just slow down and accrue your advantage, and Maelstrom is looking pretty big. I think we might see a 3 or 4 man push, at least pressure on the mid lane. Again, Fissure and Illuminate will defend, but at this point, Teletubby is so fat that she could just go past the tower. It's not a Scythe device coming in right now.
Lincoln's?
No, that is a Scythe
completed Scythe device, 18
Yes.
and a half minutes. I didn't go greedy with it at all. Constant TP scrolls, bought her own dust, bottle, power trades, and won. This is not even a rush Scythe device, but it's so freaking fast, and anyone who gets caught is dead. I feel this is especially crucial, not just against the Phantom Lancer, but against heroes like Earthshaker, because that Fissure has a long cast animation. Here we go, Lumi. The big fight about to break out. Upper, leading the charge, goes for the Impale. No, actually not getting it off yet. Gets vacuum back in. The Shackle will lash way into a tree. Teletubby just waiting for that moment to jump in. Delivers the ult, knocks a couple to the ground. Now being brought down by Mu, though. He will bite the dust, but this big, bad bear is doing work. Triple kill. Team wipe against Tongfu and NeoES.TH in Thailand. I mean, at this point, it feels like cruise control in this game 1.
How ironic is like Queen of Pain was the sole person that died on that team fight for the Radiant team. Night Stalker was able to end that big streak, and he got a lot of gold, but I don't really think NeoES.TH cares. Scythe Device is already completed, so losing a little bit of gold on Queen of Pain, she doesn't mind, and getting the Roshan, Aegis, and more importantly, getting an entire team wipe, which means that Hao also died in that engagement. I mean, the game could not get any better for NeoES.TH in Thailand right now.
And
who were the underdog again?
Yeah, I mean, this Queen of Pain is playing out of her mind, and to be fair, Mu made some mistakes mid. You really have to play more defensively as Night Stalker, but I mean, give credit where credit is due. NeoES.TH in Thailand had made some good strategic decisions here in the mid game. It wasn't just the individual play of the Queen of Pain. It was their decision not to force fights, not to dive towers or throw away their advantage, but just patiently siege some towers with the Lone Druid, protect him while Queen of Pain split pushes elsewhere on the map. That initial start, that's why they're in this position, but or that's why they got to this position, but the reason they've maintained it is because of disciplined play across the team through the mid game, and now with the Scythe device up, a double damage of Teletubby, they're looking for a fight.
Uh-oh, Nyx Assassin dispels the smoke, goes into Invis. Central gets popped up here. I don't think the Dire team could chase down the hill like this. They gotta play safe. But looks like they're going to look to that defend that tier 1 tower. Speaking of which, there is a gem available on Rubik. Look at how aggressive the Night Stalker is going in. Fissure perfectly blocking them out. And Moo's going to be dead. There's a Scythe Device. He's actually going to survive. Nicely done. Oh, Wimmer chase a little bit too deep. Wall's going to get dropped. There's a mech on top as well. How looking for those lances. How playing very upfront. And I think nobody will die in this engagement.
Oh, I don't know about that. Yep, I guess Teletubby didn't have his ultimate, so decides to stay back. But meanwhile, guess what's happening bottom lane? Intreso just mauling the tier 3, and they're going to need more than one hero to actually stop this push. He gets the tier 3. They're diving top so that nobody can TP away safely. There's no mana. There's no TP skull and Sanctuary. They may just get raxed right now. Hal's TPing, but he's got to go heal first. There are 2 heroes here, but even these 2, not enough to bring Intreso down. He's got Aegis of the Immortal. Uh-oh, he might die twice. I'm not sure. Banana drops. This big bear doing work. If he gets an entangle, Wing will die. There's your entangle. 2 heroes probably gonna fall now. Wing dropping low. Wing will die. Aegis expended, but the bear lives. 3 entangles in the fight. Mu's in trouble. Mu trying to fight his way out. I don't know if he can though. This bear is doing work. It did get resummoned. If Lone Druid dies, he actually hasn't got an ult form because he was silenced by the Night Stalker. Crucial silence there secures the kill. But while that was happening, they got the tier 1 top. They did blow the Aegis and lose their Lone Druid. I don't know if it's a fantastic trade, but I think it's a serviceable one at least.
I mean, they lost a bear, 2 bears as well, so once the Loon Druid come back alive, they have to wait for a double bear cooldown, which is going to be a long while. So Tongfu in that exchange has bought themselves quite a bit of time until that inevitable GG push that Neolution would mount, and that might be time enough for how to finish that Radiance. So, I mean, it's not that bad here for Tongfu. They lost multiple heroes in that engagement, though, but bringing down the bear twice is pretty big.
Oh my goodness. So, I was about to say earlier, Lumi, why has he not bought his Diffusal Blade yet? But here's why: he's actually going Radiance.
Yeah, he's been saving up that 3.8k for a long time, and I don't think that Radiance... I mean, actually, I don't think that Diffusal Blade will carry them back in the game. I think you need something like Radiance. The damage output is decent. I don't think right now Phantom Lancer could go head-to-head in the front line, which is something more of what Diffusal Blade gives you. Radiance, sit back, keep lancing. The thing is, those illusions, they're not tanky at all.
Yeah, it gives you that split push, but, I mean, the illusions can be brought down by probably a Scream of Pain and a Power Shot at this point in the game. They take so much damage from the nukes. Even with that slight magic resistance you get from Juxtapose, it's still not a whole lot. Or actually, I think it's from his ultimate, but, yeah, it's from Phantom Edge, not from Juxtapose. But with all that being said, they got the Tier 1 top. There's only 2 outer towers remaining. Like you said, because the double bear was lost, Lone Druid, they can't really force the fight for these tier 2s. The next Aegis will be the crucial timing for Neolution. I feel once they have that Aegis, Lone Druid should have his Assault Cuirass complete. In fact, I think it's already almost done. That's where you want to end the game, with that Aegis. You don't want to blow that and then give another 10 minutes to Tongfu, at which point maybe the Phantom Lancer has a Diffusal Blade and a Manta Style, or maybe even a Vitality Booster on top of that. Then potentially pushing gets really hard. So that one death, not the biggest deal, but if they screw up again, then it's still advantage to Neolution, no question about that, but it gets a lot harder if they make too many mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, Neolution right now is leading by 15,000 gold, and that's a huge lead, but if there's 1 or 2 heroes that could come back from that, it's a Phantom Lancer. So, I mean, even though you're up by 15 kills, 15,000 gold, just go for the win, Neolution. So, hopefully they don't make any key mistake. They get that 1 bear back and start sieging it up. But meanwhile, though, Queen of Pain looking at TP bot down. Are they trying to get up a gank? I'm not sure why that TP was used.
I'm actually not sure. I wasn't paying attention to bottom lane, but I guess just wanted to get out of top and said, hey, let's push bottom out instead. Next Roshan isn't coming anytime soon. Radiance has been picked up. Oh no, Entracer may die. He's been abandoned. The Courier's gonna fall as well. Seems like some serious team miscommunication right now from Neolution. TP out attempted by Entracer. It gets cancelled, and now he's on the run. If he dies again, he's gonna have to wait for another double bear resummon, and I think he is gonna die. Gets lanced up, getting brought down quickly. Echo Slam thrown in as well. Oh no, what is going on? Neolution playing so well, and then all of a sudden, well, they are breaking the base bottom, but I don't think they can actually Rax without that Lone Druid.
No, yeah, definitely not without Lone Druid, but they definitely forced out the wall from Tongfu, and the damage is piling in. They will back off seeing multiple TP, at least for now.
Maybe they'll go for it.
Queen of Pain sits on the front, but here comes Mu with haste up on him, so he's gonna basically chase everybody away. They did some very, very decent damage, but I think a death on Lone Druid like that, a needless death on Lone Druid like that, without basically getting any structural damage done elsewhere, that's the opening that Tongfu is really looking for. Again, Tongfu bought themselves a minute or 2 free farm, and this is Phantom Lancer starting to build up a Yasha or a Diffusal Blade on top, and suddenly things get a little bit dicey if you're a Neolution fan.
Have we reached the summit of Neolution's farm for this game? They're leading by 15k approximately, but it just dips below that after that gank on the Lone Druid. And the good news is, well, it didn't happen when Roche was back up. If it happened while Roche was back up, then it's an unmitigated disaster, because Phantom Lancer gets the Aegis of the Immortal. Now you have to kill him twice if you want to easily break the base. Tower actually in deny range mid. Teletubby says, guys, alright, I'll take care of this one as well. He's going for a BKB. He'll have it soon. And that's going to be a crucial item because there's no way to deal with his BKB. Nothing to cancel it. Nothing to stun him. They have some good auto attack damage from Phantom Lancer, but Teletubby will be able to isolate and focus down whoever he wants and basically just blow up one of these crucial heroes for Tongfu. I think ideally you want to blow up the Darkseer, as he's only got a mech. He's actually not that tanky yet.
I mean, you can blow up the Darkseer, it's just that it takes Queen of Pain quite a bit of time to actually do it, and during that time he's going to drop his mech as well as all his spells, so it might not even be a worthy kill if he could cast everything. The thing that's big for me in the previous engagement up top was that, sure, Lone Druid died, but do you see how long they try to focus him and bring him down? Imagine it was a 5v5 team fight. Tongfu throws every single spell on Lone Druid and they barely kill him. It just shows you how much that Tongfu's getting outgunned at the moment right now.
I see what you did there.
What did they do?
They barely kill him.
I'm that good. I know.
Not even intentional. BKB now up for Queen of Pain. The Assault Curse, I actually thought he was closer, but he didn't have the Hyperstone yet, so that death really setting him back. Now he picks up a Belt of Giant Strength for his hero. Maybe thinking about a Basher instead of the completed AC.
Well, I mean, at this point, NeoES.TH is like, you know what? We're strong enough. We could keep pushing. They gave away a couple of kills, but those are kind of random kills that really, again, Tongfu can't take advantage of. They're not getting Roshan off of it, like you said. They're not bringing down some tier 2 towers off of it. All they really bought themselves is time. And looks like, I think NeoES.TH might be fed up. They're like, you know what, let's just go for the win right now.
I think this is really impatient from them. There's a level 2 wall up. I mean, to commit to it. Let's see if they actually commit or if they're just going to siege. If they're just siege, I think that's okay, but you want to have the double bear respawn up when Roshan comes up. And by the way, Roshan's coming up in about 1.5, 2 minutes or so. Ideally, what I'd like to see them do is just get all the lanes pushed back in and then go for Roche and then attempt this push. It'll be a little bit dangerous to fight around the Roche pit, but you're the team that has a gem, you're the team that has the map control. Get some aggressive wards down, and basically maybe even set up some sort of a bait, like fake like you're doing Roche, then go back out and wait for them when they leave the base. But just sieging it, trying to force the issue now, I think is a big risk and something they just don't need to take. They have the map control to just take the Roche themselves.
It's a very, very tough siege. You're dealing with Illuminate, you're dealing with Fissure, but it looks like the hero himself is going to walk in. There's a decent-sized Fissure right now. Oh no, Moo gets entangled. Wall's going to get dropped. It looks like the Radiant team's going to chase. They're going to focus on How down to about half HP. Pops his drum. BKB's up right now. Shaker dropping everything, but he's going to go down eventually. Surge not going to bring him out. Queen of Pain, BKB doing so much work, but she's going to get forced to blink back. I think Tongfu holds. Yes, everybody on the Radiant side, they got to back off. BKB down. Queen of Pain ult down, and Tongfu racks still up.
Yeah, lost the Earthshaker. That was it. The wall has been deployed, though. If that wall runs off, then perhaps NeoES.TH can still push through. They have a bear resummon. And Tracer's at half HP, though. They don't have a pipe, something that you really want against this lineup. The bear goes down. Didn't really do anything there before dropping. Now will be resummoned. If he dies, that's 2 bears down the drain. And a long wait before they have the double bear back up. It looks like Tracer going to back off. They're going to go for the tier 2 mid instead, but I mean, something they could have just taken very easily a lot earlier. It looks like NeoES.TH just is playing impatient, not really sure how to end the game with this big lead they have, but here they go. Blinken, now move, shackle to a tree, beautiful 2-hero impale, moving focus, Moo brought down the opening that NeoES.TH perhaps needed. There's no wall right now, the fight very difficult, the tier 2 will fall mid. How chipping away at everyone, but won't be able to bring anyone down by himself, but they're low enough that maybe they actually can't go Roche the wall. Gonna be up in 30 seconds. Let's see, I think they're thinking Roche, but I don't know if it's safe to do it. They do have 1 lane ward. Now they're gonna go back to the lane. Roche now back up. What are they gonna do, Lumi?
I think they try this push for about 25 seconds. Night Stalker is dead. If he buys out, then you just disengage and you back off. Because it's a 5v4 situation, I'd like this push a lot more. But I'm in agreement with you. They should have just took the mid tier 2, even the top tier 2. It just went down right now. Those towers are free. They could have got at least 400 extra gold on each hero and made that eventual push a lot easier. But they are wasting a lot of time, in which case on Phantom Lancer still getting farmed. 2k on the bank, not finishing his heart yet, but you know, halfway there, halfway there.
Sangchain lurking in the trees, not being scouted out by anyone yet. Something I'd also like to see. Gem on Teletubby. He'll be hunting someone in this fight. The bear dropping pretty low, 30 seconds till resummon. Top tier 2, it looks like did fall to creeps earlier, I want to say. Yeah, destroyed by the Radiant. So the last 2 outer towers do fall. They don't have a... I mean, if you're going to attempt a push like this, ferry your teams themselves. It sounds a little bit odd, but just keeping everyone at full HP is going to be really important. Now they go into the Roche pit. They have 1 lane ward here, but what they don't have is any sort of ward covering the other likely access path to the Roche pit. Still, it looks like Tongfu are just going to give this up and try to hold without, well, the support of the Aegis on their side.
Yeah, it's really a big risk to take that fight, because if they lose the fight with Roshan, they're going to lose 2 lane of racks, especially against a Lone Druid. Lone Druid Bear is very low. He's going to use the 1 summon right now. Aegis gets picked up on Lone Druid. Just judging from what we saw previously, the Bear, as the Lone Druid hero is resummoning, is likely to take down a hero by itself. So the Bear is big deal at this point, with Midas not being used. Treads, or excuse me, Phase, AC, Maelstrom, Demon Edge, and of course a Miser, Orb of Venom on top. This Bear is more farmed than I think How himself, actually.
I almost want to say this should have gone to someone else, because, well, we'll see. I mean, he'll have that bear alive longer, but taking a lot of damage immediately, the bear getting silenced and voided as well, just giving it that chance to miss. And Tracer dropping low now takes an additional lance. They pretty much have to back at this point unless they want to blow the Aegis. They want to blow it. They want to go all in. There's your Blink. The Scream not going to connect. The BKB will be popped. A Vacuum only catches a few. Not the best Vacuum ever. The Fissure stolen by Rubik. Pretty solid. Now going to steal the wall. Drops the wall. Oh, that could be big. But NeoES.TH actually forced it back. Queen of Pain ult thrown in. Moo dropping low. Moo will fall. There's your Blink away by the Queen of Pain. Hasted up. Should be able to escape. They get one, but they got a back.
I mean, you got a Rex. That's going to be fine, I think.
They did get it. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
They got a melee Rex, Queen of Pain, BKB, and basically just right-clicked it. And of course, I mean, I think at this point, Tongfu could hold these defense, but it's a very, very costly defense. It just takes them too long to actually get these kills. I gotta just say, though, I think the Shaker as well as the Darkseer player dropping a ball a little bit. You cannot allow the Rubik to steal Fissure and then steal Wall. It's just... that one hero by himself is out crowd controlling 2 heroes on Tongfu. And I think Rubik is really the unsung hero for me in this game. He's doing every fight. He's either have Fissure or Wall or both. And that's just simply too much.
To be fair, it gets harder not to give them up now as there's a 4 staff on that Rubik. And of course, he's level 12. So he's got that level 2 ultimate. Anything he steals will last for longer. He's going to have the wall back up. And, well, I mean, because they got that Rax and they held onto the Aegis, it was actually a great push for NeoES.TH. I didn't realize the Rax was down. There's just so many walls all over the place. A little bit of a chaotic engagement. But they get the Roche. They get the Aegis. They still have the Aegis. Now a Demon Edge picked up on our Queen of Pain. And I love this. The dual cores. Teletubbie's going to be the one who finishes most of the kills in these fights. Because Lone Druid, the Bear, pretty good at chasing, but... I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. It seems like he's not always phasing the Bear. The phase boots can be a cooldown. He's going to do a lot of the damage. He's going to be focused on the Rax. He'll be the Demolisher. But Queen of Pain will be the cleanup crew. Teletubby will basically be the closer in these team fights. So I like the fact he's already got the BKB. He's got the Sight Device. Get some additional damage. Make sure even if your Lone Druid dies, you still have someone who can finish the job.
Meanwhile, Tongfu is going all in right now. Hao gave it on buyback, going for the heart, and if he holds that push on top lane for about, let's say, a minute or two, he's going to have enough goal for that heart finish, and that's going to make things, again, a little dicier, despite it being up 1 Rax. NeoES.TH enjoying a big lead right now, but really needs to take that second lane of Rex to seal the deal. I even saw a Ring of Health being purchased from the Secret Shop as well. I think that's going to be a hood attempt, but I'm not sure who's actually buying it. I imagine it's going to be a Darkseer. Yeah, there's a finished pipe here on Darkseer, and that might just be enough, I think, because that's basically going to nullify a Sonic Wave.
Yeah, but this Bear is scary, man. AC, Demon Edge, just chopping away on the tower. The wall deployed by Rubik very early in the fight. Wants to steal something else. Upper being focused right now. The Bear dropping pretty low. Still the Darkseer wall is alive. Queen of Pain not even in the main fight. She's mid, but she can arrive at any moment. Moo's going to void her, try and drive her back. They're playing it pretty patiently, although the Bear got resummoned. He just doesn't want to try and keep that double Bear alive at all as long as possible. This Bear might die twice. If he doesn't back now, he will back off. Still Queen of Pain mid. Now Teletubby rotating towards top. This Dire Ward sees everything. They know exactly where NeoES.TH are. There's not going to be any surprises. That's something, if you're NeoES.TH and you really want to put a ward on the high ground, I think they still have the gem of Queen of Pain. They do. Something that maybe cost them, Lumi. The Bear almost dying twice now. Needs to bring it back. Oh, no. That Bear taking a ton of damage. Teletubby mid. Throws out the Hexa Moo. Maybe looking for a turnaround here. Has his BKB. No Shackle in range. Not going to go. But in Traso, I mean, this Bear is just not really as survivable. He's actually shifted the Assault Caress to his hero. Just something he needs to do to live through all the magical damage. And now it's NeoES.TH where, boy, you would love to see a pipe on their team. But instead they have double Force Staff on their supports.
Yeah, I mean, they're just shifting the Assault because he knows the Bear might just die very soon. He's going to send the Bear back all the way to the fountain to start regenning. And that's at least a minute of time that Hao has bought for himself. There's a heart being finished. The game might not be just over yet. If Tongfu plays perfect Dota, no mistake being committed, they can hold. The Radiant is going to be moving to the mid lane. They're still waiting for that Bear to regen. Finally back to base. It's going to take a ton of time as well. And this is why you see teams pick up things like Juggernaut. This is why you see Fnatic building Armlet on the Bear just to get some passive regen to make that Bear not get resummoned. But with that said, Bear is going to come back basically with 2 lives because that cooldown of the Summon Spirit Bear is going to be back on.
Here's the problem. Aegis of the Immortal about to run out, and with a heart on Phantom Lancer, I won't be surprised if Tongfu tries to take the next Roche fight. So, NeoES.TH not out of the woods yet. That Aegis of the Immortal about to wear off, and let's just hope for their sake it doesn't wear off at the worst possible moment in the middle of this fight.
Also, this is where the Radiance is starting to really show its worth, especially in the conjunction of that heart. That illusion is taking a lot of time to defend, and that's what 135 or so magical damage being done. How on the front line, he gets entangled, and that's goal time. He has no buyback. He's got to play perfect. He's lift up in the air. He's actually surviving this because he has that heart. He's going to run back into safety. Aegis gets used on the bear. They got to kill him quick before he actually turns back into druid form. Half HP, a quarter HP. He goes back to bear form. He should be fine. Meanwhile, Hao is regening back in the fountain. This is a very, very dire time here for the dire team, huh? See what I did there? The wall still in front, and you can see the bear on top gets resummoned. He wants a second lane of Rax, but here comes Phantom Lancer. He's back. He gets a kill on Druid. Teletubby doing some work, but look at the bear up on top. Gets a glyph out. Darkseid trying to defend by himself.
How's gonna go down? Does he have buyback? He doesn't actually. He drops without it. Oh boy, this might be bad, but in Traso, the Aegis already used up. He's gonna drop as well. Both carries, maybe not. He gets mech'd up. He's still alive. Holy crap, is he really gonna live? It looks like he just might. That bear charging in. And Traso, oh no, he may have just overextended, but a beautiful blink in. And Pale catch out the Darkseer. Mana burning him down as well. Back to the fight. Teletubby dropping low, trying to remove that tower aggro. He'll do it under the tower. He'll blink away to safety. He'll be earned up. They're trying for this very difficult technical two-prong siege, and still Tongfu, they hold both lanes of Rax. They did.
Oh, they got top Rax. Longju was hero migrating. Bear in the base. He's running back and forth up the ramp, down the ramp, juking the hell out of people. He's got the melee Rax, and I think that's the game.
I don't know if it's game, but it gets a lot easier from here for NeoES.TH, that's for sure.
I mean, at this point, they just have to focus on the mid lane. They have quite a bit of time. Roshan's going to be back, and I'm not sure whether you could challenge it if you're Tongfu, because eventually those big creeps are going to come in. But again,
Lumi, never underestimate the potential for throw. We've been here before. We've seen it before, but you're right. I mean, it gets a lot easier from here. There is going to be an Aegis the Immortal on their side, and Glyph is going to be down for Tongfu, and I don't think Phantom Lancer will have buyback again, so if he dies, well, Hao's going to be dead for a while. Well, actually, maybe it will be. He's not that far off, so potentially of the buyback, but MKB up on the lone druid. The Aegis probably coming soon once it respawns.
But I feel like right now, if you're Hao, you don't ever need to build another item, at least not in the near future. So any gold that his illusions will be making is going straight towards that buyback. So he's basically about, I want to say, 600-700 gold away. I'm not sure how he's going to find that 600-700 gold. Maybe he's going to get a kill or two in the next team fight. But he might actually be able to buy back. And I'm not sure whether the Radiant could deal with 2 Phantom Illusion lives. Again, the bear at this point still doing a lot of work. You can see that it was so low earlier, but the natural tankiness of the hero, especially when he's going strength treads, double cloak, and bracer. I've never seen such dedication to a lone druid hero in terms of tankiness, but it seems like he needs it because there's a lot of focus fire going on to the actual hero.
My big criticism of NeoES.TH is, as well as they're playing right now, and as good as it looks for them, where is the pipe? Windrunner has gone back for an ultimate orb. They have a Blink Dagger and double Force Staff on both of their supports. Against Tongfu's lineup, a pipe just makes breaking the base so much easier. There's Illuminate, there's Radiance Burn, there's Ion Shell, there's Fissure. I mean, just that initial barrage of spells pretty much kills the creep wave. So not having a pipe, well, that's why we're seeing them just fighting with their heroes under the tower. They still may go on to win. And in fact, it looks like they're an advantage, but I gotta say, I really would have liked to see a pipe from them by this point in the game. We're 40 minutes in, they have a massive gold lead. Yeah,
unfortunately, pipe is, you know, a 4.2k item, and maybe NeoES.TH feels like whenever we get a 2k go, let's just spend it on item. Make sure that we're so combat worthy right now so that we can make the siege a little bit easier. To build a pipe, they have to slow down the siege or stop the siege completely for 3 or 4 minutes, and maybe that's just a pressure they can't give away. They can't give that Tongfu the extra 3-4 minute of farm. So it's an interesting decision, and the fact that they're kind of paying for it right now, but it's a decision they went for, and well, let's see if it's going to be ultimately working out.
Oh no, the bear's getting ganked. Bottom lane, get silenced. Run, little bear, run. It looks like it'll escape. But trying for the split push. The one thing that also we would like to see from NeoES.TH is a little bit more dewarding. They've had a gem on Teletubby. Still, this hill ward has been up pretty much for the entire time they've been sieging. And I mean, something that allows Tongfu to have a better sense of where the main thrust of the attack is going to come from. And something that could be avoided if Queen of Page just blink up on the hill. But still, slow and patient. Haven't overcommitted just yet. The thing is now, I believe we're going to see buyback in some core heroes. Phantom Lancer's buyback, Night Stalker's buyback. Nothing on the Darkseer, but he's so tanky, I don't think he's someone who will actually die in these fights before getting off his combo.
And Darkseer buying back is not exactly too impressive, I mean, especially after he dropped his spells, so I don't think he really needs or wants buyback. He should be spending all his gold. There's a Roshan, but how much does Aegis even mean, especially on a hero like Lone Druid? The cheese should go on the bear, and in fact it does.
I like this.
That's like a third bear. Yeah, I like it. I mean, right now Lone Druid is as stacked as you possibly can at this stage of the game, and well, they're gonna try to siege multiple lanes. This is one of the most perfect lineup to defend against that. And again, how is up to 3K.
He actually doesn't hit all that hard in the fights because he doesn't have that additional attack speed from Manta or Yasha. He doesn't have the Diffusal Blade. His damage is pretty decent, but it's not overwhelming yet. And, well, he's going to need that next damage item. We'll see if he's forced to buy back. The bear gets ganked. It has cheese. Or no, actually, I guess the cheese... Oh, I'm not sure where the cheese is right now. Oh, it's been given over to the Queen of Pain. That's where it is. Teletubby, nuked under the tower. Phantom Lance is being thrown by Noxum. Do they actually get the Radiance Burn? Oh, no, I think it's just a Rubik Lance, right?
No, it's just a Rubik Lance, which very, very underwhelming compared to the Phantom Lance. And Phantom Lancer 3.6. Let's see. Yep, he's gonna go big again. I love choices like this. You're down 2 racks. Buyback might be enough to delay the inevitable mega creeps, but I think getting more damage on your illusions and of course make those lands a little bit more painful. And I think they're still holding, right? There's just no big momentum that's being gained. Neolution, when a team gets the Aegis, that usually says, all right, we charge up the hill with the Aegis and we win. They got the Aegis. They're not charging up the hill because they can't.
You're completely right. That being said, they're finally going to have something they haven't had in a while with the Siege, which is the double bear resummon. We're going to see it now. It's back at base. It's being healed up to full HP. And with this, I think you just basically muscle on the racks. Teletubby taking a Mono League top. He'll blink away. He'll be absolutely fine. But just commit to it a little bit more. Use that first bear life. Bring a ranged Rex down. Bring a tier 3 down. Do some actual structural damage instead of trying to keep it alive, not really committing. And that's what he's doing. Right now, bottom lane. The range Rex is going to fall.
On the wrong Rex, though. I feel like getting that Rex versus taking so much damage on this bear is not even worth it. Although, there's going worker. How gets brought in the air? He does not have buyback. How gets picked off? Oh my goodness.
That might be it, Lumi. There's no buyback on this Phantom Lancer. He went for the Diffusal Blade. We felt like they needed it, but with that being said, Teletubby doing work top. He finishes off Range Rex number 2, and it all seems to be crumbling for Tongfu. The heavy favorites in this series, it has to be said based on their name. There's your big vacuum wall. They tap out. They're done in game 1. It will be NeoES.TH Thailand. Celebratory ultimates being thrown out by Teletubby, who played an absolutely sensational Queen of Pain game. They're going to have the 1-0 advantage heading into Game 2 in this best of 3. For me, I've seen this team play before, and they're definitely a solid Southeast Asian team, but still a pretty shocking result.
I just want to ask you, LD, looking at the last about 15 to 20 minutes of the game, did it felt like a 26-6 game to you?
No, and that shows you, it's what we talked about, the Tongfu composition. So strong at playing defense, so strong at playing from behind.
And I think NeoES.TH also made some very questionable decisions. You talk about not getting the pipe. It's still a very interesting strategical choice of farming for 3-4 minutes to get that pipe versus not doing it. NeoES.TH will end up taking a game, but don't count Tongfu out just yet. You cannot always, hope that you'll get a Queen of Pain snowballing out of control. Despite having a Queen of Pain snowballing out of control, Tongfu almost managed to come back. So I think that's a big thing to look at going into game 2.
Well, with all that being said, guys, it is still a win. A win is a win is a win for NeoES.TH Thailand. They take game 1 in this best of 3. The winner of the series moves on to face one of the kings of Southeast Asian Dota in the form of Zenith. Not going to be an easy opponent, but before we get there, we got to find out who our 8th team, our final team to enter round 2 of phase 2 of the G1 League Asia qualifier will be. Stay tuned. I'm LD, he's Luminous. If you enjoy our casting, be sure to follow us, twitter.com/LDDota, twitter.com/Luminousinverse, and above all else, go watch this stream on the G1 League website, g1.2p.com. It directly supports the organizers. They have some cool interviews and unique content there, and it makes sure that, well, they know the Western fans love their tournament and want to see more of it. So anyway, guys, game 2 coming up right after this.